I am checking out the Mahoning Valley Comicon. I think this is the first year. It's at the Boardman, Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio, Holiday Inn South. And this is July 9th, Saturday, July 9th.
He's my favorite waiter. My new hostess.
Hello. Mahoning Valley Comicon. Is this the first time?
Yes.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really good show.
Thank you. You like it? They're
Oh, I love it. This is a really good booth. You can see The Dark Kingdom by Frank Frazetta. We've got Silver Warrior and The Huntress. Those are all vintage jigsaw puzzle pieces. We got a lot of vintage comics in backer boards and plastic. And he's got a lot of comics as well. He's got comic cards, which we're going to see in a minute, trading cards. And there's my wife, Tammy. And that is Ming Chen from Comic Book Man in the background. Old Halloween costumes. Ben Cooper, vintage Halloween costumes. So I am picking up, there's two missing, but I'm picking up these cards from, are these 76?
Those are 76.
1976, so it's I didn't even know this existed. It's cards that mimic the first issue of Conan the Barbarian. What Masters Marvel is, using two different sayings, so you gotta buy them both. Garbage Pail Kids were famous for doing that too. The same picture with different people's names, so you had to buy two cards. He's also got a time and paperback, a Best of Creepy with the Frazetta Wolfman cover. Here we have Marvel stickers. I found a couple Conans. I'm still looking in the 76 pile. So here's things I rarely see, the stickers. Marvel stickers. Iron Man, I got a couple Conans. Tomb of Dracula, Hercules, Howard the Duck, Johnny Storm. Got Fantastic Four, Sue Storm, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk. This is what Loki used to look like. Luke Cage, Peter Parker, Punisher. Yeah, Red Skull. Oh, Red Sonja. I need that. This is before he came. That's Nick Fury before he became switched to the head of the Avengers. There's Silver Surfer. Of course, Spider-Man, The Thing. And we got Thor, Vision. That'll do it. We'll get the Conans and the Red Sonja.
That's cool. What's up?
Oh, anyways, I've listened to your podcasts, like different ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yep.
cool. What's your name? Tammy? Ming. What's your name?
Hey, so I'm Rick.
Rick. Good to
Nice.
see you.
It's awesome to meet you,
Yeah,
actually.
you too, man. How's it going?
Good. So this booth owner, Jim, was really nice. My wife told me that I spent 40 minutes at his booth checking out his stuff and buying things. Really nice guy.
Very much. So thirsty.
And what do you like?
Like a Diet Dr. Pepper or
Okay.
some kind of zero
Okay.
something, or water, or something cold.
Okay.
Something wet.
So I'm going to run across the street to Burger King and get something for Jim to drink. This is actor Deep Roy's booth. He was Yoda in the costume in Empire Strikes Back. You might know him for Eastbound and Down. He was also at Gold's Gym when I worked out there in Venice Beach for a long time. Saw him all the time. We've got a bunch of loose action figures, patches, which I really like iron-on patches. And we've got He-Man action figures, some vintage Star Wars books, a lot of cool patches. I can go crazy over patches. I've got old vintage jeans with a whole bunch of patches on them. So we've got more cards, DVDs, Robot and R2-D2. We didn't go down the middle. No, it's easy. I mean, so I'm looking.
I've got
Rich
more over on this side too.
Papalia's art and Spider-Man. This one right here is really good. That Batman is so cool.
I would suggest like now what are consistent here?
How much are these prints?
They're 10 or 20.
Oh, okay. Okay, the Walking Dead and Stranger Things. There's just so much intensity in this.
Okay.
All the black and whites
Oh,
in
this
there.
is good right here. Red Sonja.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, wait. Was that the original?
Yeah. All the black and whites are originals in
Wow. Wow, that's so good.
there. Thank you.
What? So, and what are the prices here?
Prints are 15,
Okay.
and the originals, ask if you want one. So,
All right. Well, I'm asking how much. Is
okay, that would be $8.50.
that is so cool. And what? How do you do comics? Is that what?
Yeah, these are my covers right here. So, I work for Aquatas Comics.
Wow.
And I've only been working for them for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
A little bit more than a year and a half. My first story is not out yet, but they've been letting me do covers right now. And I got my first story coming out in issue 4, which I did the plot, I co-wrote, I did the pencils and inks.
I apologize. I've never heard of.
No,
Aquatas
that's fine.
Comics?
We do Tone Rodriguez. He did Stray Dogs recently. He
Okay.
did the layouts for them, and with Tony Fleece and Trish. And then he's worked on The Simpsons, Futurama stuff. A while back, he did the trading cards too back then, and then he did Violent Messiahs for Image.
Wow.
He's been doing a lot of
This is
different
good.
stuff. Yeah.
And that's your art here.
That's my cover art, yes. We do an anthology book, which has 4 to 7 different stories in each book.
Okay.
With all different artists.
Almost like the old eerie and creepy.
Yeah,
Right?
we take urban legends and twist them and
Yeah.
make them our own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are these comics are for sale?
yeah. $10 each for my cover, and then $10 for the regular covers too, except for the virgins are 15. So, yeah. 15. Thank you.
Oh, Ponch and John from Chips.
I was just gonna say I'm about to make a villain comic. Man, the maniacal.
You got stickers, beanies. Good stuff, man. This is Dead Ink Apparel from Niles, Ohio, right up the road. He's got really cool stuff.
I like this art back here.
Kind of, what did you call it? Horror?
Horror-inspired streetwear.
Okay. Horror-inspired streetwear. Very cool. This Dead Ink apparel.
If you need anything, sir, just let me know.
Okay, thank you. We got T2.
Well, one of the devil Indian stickers, I like that.
I had to get it.
That is cool. You do need that. It's actually
Well,
necessary.
especially now, you probably can't get them anymore.
I just call them over and stuff like that. I felt like the name was honoring things, not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Same here.
Now, what can you do? We live in that day and age. Not my place to decide how reality should function.
So the Ponch and John, Eric Estrada, and Larry Wilcox autograph.
Literally, I've done 15 or 16 shows already this year.
Really?
I'm tired.
These books are cool. Yeah, it
I'm
gets
a
tiring.
single dad too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm exhausted to be honest. But thank you.
So that's cool stuff. Leon LeClaire.
I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's great work, man. Getting a Red Sonja signing.
There you go.
So I just bought a What If Conan Walk the Earth today from Benny's Comics.
To an evening with Ming Chen. Over in the event room comes on our panel, all about comic book fans and all the fun.
Mahoning Valley Comicon was really good. I've been some of the biggest Comic-Cons in the country. And this was small. This was put on by Doomsday Toys and Comics out of Niles, Ohio. And this is the first one they've done. When we say Mahoning Valley Comicon, you're actually saying Youngstown, Ohio. More specifically, what is called Boardman, Ohio. A nice little town. It has pretty much everything, all the major stores, but it's a pretty large community. They had 3 actors here: J.J. Cohen, Deep Roy. You might know him from Eastbound and Down. He was in the Yoda suit in some scenes in Empire Strikes Back. And he was also Oompa Loompa in the new Willy Wonka. And then we had Ming Chen, one of my favorites from Comic Book Men. I was addicted to that show, probably watched it through, all the seasons 3 or 4 times through. And I'm going to do it again after I met Ming. Really nice guy. Very small show. Hopefully it'll grow. And if it doesn't, if it stays the same, I'll go anyway every year. He has it. It seemed like he handpicked the booths because every booth was really applicable to the Comic-Con. There were 2 rooms. The main room probably was more expensive for vendors to be in the main room, and then there was a back room with more booths, and then there was a conference room for the Q&A for the 3 actors that came. And this was again put on by Doomsday Toys and Comics out of Niles of Ohio. Niles, Ohio. The nice thing was for me, this is actually 2 days. I went Saturday after work, July 9th. It was nice that it stayed up until 8 p.m. It was really cool because a lot of these toy shows around here are done at 3 and 4 o'clock. And it's very hard for me. By the time I get there after work, I get off at noon, but usually 1 or a little after. And by the time I get there, everybody's breaking down the booths. So it was really cool. It wasn't rushed, and it was very relaxed for me. So let's take a look at some of my haul. I was a big Conan comic book collector. Those are my favorite comics. And back in the day, they would put, these are from back in the 70s, they would put comic books in these little, almost like the beginnings of graphic novels. They'd put them in little novel type form. And this one has, number 1 has the first 3 comics of Conan. I never bought this. I never bought these as a young kid. But I did buy the Spider-Mans and the Fantastic Fours, which I still have. Don't know why I didn't buy the Conans, but I just didn't. And Jim Rowe at his booth gave me a really good deal on these because I bought some other things from him. And when I was a kid, I also had the What If, Conan Walked the Earth Today. And I lost a lot of my comics, the majority of my comics during college when I moved. And I was able to pick this back up, which was really cool. Got some Conan cards. Got some really cool Conan and Red Sonja stickers that were made by Marvel back in the 70s. Another Conan card that I picked up. That's Barry Windsor Smith. And these are all John Buscema, artist. And this one's Barry Windsor Smith. I was also able to pick up the Conan trading cards from the 70s that formed the cover of the first issue of Conan, The Coming of Conan. He was missing at this trade show. Jim was missing the top middle and the bottom middle. And he said to email him and he'll send them right out to me, which is really nice. I am a sticker fanatic, so we've got the Cleveland Indian Devil. Figured I'd get that before it was unavailable. What I didn't film was the first booth I went to was Dave Nestler. He is now a Disney artist, but he's done a lot of pinup art throughout his career. That was his mainstay. And I got a Lebowski. Captured his likeness perfectly. That's awesome. I spent a lot of time in the San Francisco area. That's where I went to college. And he said that he was going for a Haight-Ashbury style to these posters. And they're great. These prints are great. Sorry about the annoying lights. And I couldn't decide between this Pulp Fiction poster, which I really liked, and my wife really liked this one. Couldn't decide between that and this one. Because I actually like this one better. I don't know why. It's just something about it is really good. This print. So that's a Dave Nestler print. So I got them both. And then I got the Leon LeClaire Red Sonja, which is just simply awesome. He had it in metal as well. And I don't know if it was the dark lighting there, but it made everything so black that you could barely see it. Now he said you shine a light on his metal prints and the color comes out beautifully. But I really like this one. I will end up framing it. And it's really good. Little known trivia fact, Red Sonja was not actually in the same time period of Conan, although they are both Robert E. Howard characters, but a lot of people think that they existed during the same timeline. They did not. So that's it. Thank you, Doomsday Toys and Comics, for a great little Comic-Con. Had a ton of fun. Here's Ming Chen Q&A.
Especially since it's in Ohio, because I was born in Euclid, which I was born there, and then we left, and I'd never been back. And so, from what I hear, you don't